Hey guys, it's Gina with Why Fiction Freaks, and I'm back in my office. So I got set up in my office today. As you can see, I got some of my over here Christmas stuff, my decorations, my little paper chains there. My daughter Vanna did, and that's her little snowman. So, and that under him it says Merry Christmas. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm all decorated. I finished two books, and usually I do kind of at the same time because I'm reading one book and then I'm also listening on audio to another book on my way to work and back. So I wanted to show, I'm just going to show you on my Kindle because I listened to this one, and it's Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. Can you see the picture of the cover? And this is kind of cool. This is by audible.com, and I get it here on my Kindle, and you can actually look at my video on, I think I called it Kindle Keyboard Audiobooks or something like that. I get audiobooks or something like that. But I finished it, and it tells you like the little synopsis of it. But I wanted to do a review on it. The other book that I actually finished reading was The Iron Knight, and I'll do another video for that one soon, hopefully. But I'm going to be kind of looking over to the side because I kind of got my notes up on my other computer here at work. But I did a written review on our blog, which is Why Fiction Freaks at blogspot.com. And I also did the same written review as on Goodreads, my Goodreads account. So I gave it 3 stars. And so I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It was an okay book. And mainly because it really just wasn't my style. I think the story was, could have been it was a really good concept and good thought. And I think it could have been really mysterious and adventurous and maybe kind of torturous, like what they went through. It's about these beauty queens who get in the airplane crashes on a desert, well, they think it is a deserted island. Is it? We don't know. But, and so I think it could have been a really good, suspenseful kind of story, but it ended up, the author took it another way, and she took it more, if I had one word to sum up this book, is just silliness. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you are in the mood to read a really silly, kind of out there, different kind of book, just fun read, this would be the book for you. But, and I put on my Goodreads review that I liked it at times. I wanted it to be over at times. I just wanted to know how it ended. I actually giggled at times. At times I was like, what? And so took me through a lot of them different kind of emotions. But the book was really, overall, it was just like silly. And I know at the end of the audio, the great thing about the audio is I Eat Words, her YouTube channel, I can't think of her name right now, but she actually said that she listened to the audiobook and that you should, because Libba Bray, the author, actually does the audio voices, and she does a great job. That's one great thing about the audio. I think if I had read or started reading this book, I probably would have thought this isn't for me, and I probably would have stopped on it, honestly. But the performance of the audio was really entertaining and kind of made up for that. So I did enjoy it at times, and that's why I gave it a 3. So, I mean, it's not something that I thought, oh, geez, I totally waste my time on. So, but, and you know, it was a cute, kind of funny at times story. One thing, she breaks in and does commercials. I don't have the book, so I don't know if the book does this. I'm kind of assuming it does. But it breaks in and it'll be like a commercial break, and she goes into these commercials. Well, even though they're about made-up products and they're meant to be funny, I didn't like that part at all because I'm somebody that hates commercials. I have DVR at home. I have like Sirius radio. I don't listen to commercials in the car. I don't listen to commercials on the TV. I fast forward the very second commercials come on. I hate the news. I hate radio announcers. I'm just that kind of person. And so to put commercials in a book, I'm like, oh my gosh, even though they're supposed to be funny, it's like, I don't care. A lot of times at work, you know, people will talk about funny commercials and stuff like that, and it's like, No, I haven't seen it. I don't care about it. So, but that's just me. So she added those, I know, to me to be funny, and maybe for some people they will be, and they probably will, but it just wasn't for me. So that was one aspect I really didn't like of the book. I really liked Miss Texas. She has a very thick Texas drawl, really funny. I enjoyed her parts. Without giving spoilers, there are pirates that they end up running into, and I did like that part because there's a little bit of romance, and so that brought in some of the reasons I liked the book. I loved the captain, one of the pirates. He was just awesome. The only thing about Miss Texas, I really loved her, and she kind of made the story for me, kind of made me enjoy it more, and she ends up not being in a lot of the book towards the end, which was a little disappointing. So like I said, it just wasn't what I expected. But if you like a funny, silly kind of read where the characters, you're never going to know what they might do, and it's just a fun read, you would like this. But if you like more fantasy, paranormal, romance, adventure, suspense, that kind of stuff, and on a more kind of a serious note, you may not like this book so much. One thing I really want to say here is I read Gemma Doyle series by Libba Bray. The Great and Terrible Beauty was the first one. And I read that series and I liked it. I kind of got the series ruined for me because I really didn't like how it ended. But overall, I love the books. I like the read. Her writing was amazing, I thought, and how she described stuff and her characters. And I loved Gemma. And I love the romantic side and her link and what happened there. But to read that series and then to, of course, read this series and you're thinking, oh, it's going to be something similar to that kind of writing. Either Libba Bray has a doppelganger that wrote this book, Beauty Queens, or she was on some kind of drugs or mind altering or had some kind of experience to write this book. I don't know. But, and I'm not trying to put down Libba Bray because I love her Gemma Doyle series. And like I said, I kind of like this book, but the writing is just night and day. Two different people. I really think that she must have a doppelganger and they wrote this book. So just don't expect it to be at all in any way like Gemma Doyle, the Gemma Doyle series, if you've read that. And if you were wanting to experience Libba Bray, I would highly recommend the Gemma Doyle series over this one. But like I said, I am glad that I read it and I got to see what the story was. And so I don't feel like I waste my time, but it's not, I gave it a 3 because it's not a book that I'm going to go around and go, oh, you've got to read this. It's so great. You know, you got to read this story. I won't be doing that. But, and if anything, if I do tell anybody about it, I'll be just like, oh, you want something, you know, funny and out there, listen to the audio of this book. That's what I would say. So, but that's all I have. Hopefully nobody hates on me for not enjoying this book as much as I should have. But hey, that's my opinion. If you read it and you loved it, that's awesome. I hope you did. So I do love Libba Bray. She's a really cool person from what I've seen in interviews and things like that. So, all right, guys, happy reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye.